All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Alexis Miller, and I'm going to be your yoga instructor today. So, welcome to week 22 of our Yoga for Pregnancy series. I am so glad to have you here on Wild Blue Yonder Media. This series has been all about helping you get in your body and feel great as you move through the pregnancy process. It's meant to help you keep up with that mobility, that flexibility, and just to take some time to care for yourself each day as you're growing a tiny human. So, whether you're doing this class sequentially as you're moving through the weeks or you're popping in and out of classes here and there based on what you'd like to practice, just a few things to keep in mind. Notice where you're ready to extend into postures, where do you need to modify and come down to the mat, or just find a center posture. Also, keep in mind, I don't often cue water. So, if and when you feel thirsty, of course, please feel free to step off your mat, grab that drink, and then join us whenever you feel ready. Additionally, I'd like to welcome in any of the spouses or partners, family members, friends, or even little family members that are doing yoga with the expectant mother. This is a great way to support that lovely woman as she moves through pregnancy. So welcome in. It's nice to have you. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and find a comfortable seat. Your legs can be crossed. They can be straight out in front of you. We're going to wiggle back and forth and root into our sits bones and then sit up nice and tall. We'll inhale as we draw the shoulders forward and up, and then exhale as we drop them back and down. Inhale, the shoulders come forward and up, and then exhale, we drop them back and down. Finding a comfortable spot for your hands, whether palms up or down or in the lap. You're welcome to close the eyes if that feels comfortable for you, or simply find an unmoving point and soften your gaze. And at the beginning of each of these classes in this series, we do a breathing practice to help you connect with your baby. So if you'd like, you're welcome to bring a hand to your belly, a hand to your chest. And take a moment here to simply notice your breath without changing anything about it. After the next exhale, draw a nice full inhale through the nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale the breath back out. Take another full inhale, filling the belly, lungs, and chest with air. And slowly exhale the breath back out. Now, on the next inhale, imagine drawing in all of the love that you feel for your baby and sending that love to your baby on the inhale. And then on the exhale, imagine baby sending out all of its love for you as you breathe out through the nose. Inhale, faith for baby. Exhale, baby's faith for you. Inhale, justice for baby. Exhale, baby's justice for you. Inhale, prudence for baby. Exhale, baby's prudence for you. Inhale, hope for baby. Exhale, baby's hope for you. Inhale, love for baby. Exhale, baby's love for you. Taking a few more breaths just like this, inhaling whatever it is that you would like to welcome in for your baby. And on the exhale, imagine baby sending that very same thing out to you. On the next exhale, once you're finished with that final breath, releasing the hands down into a comfortable position and just noticing the breath without controlling it in any way. And then set an intention or purpose for your practice today, which really can be anything at all, but it often answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a nice deep inhale as you feel that intention with your heart and your mind. And then exhale that breath out as you set the intention off to the side, knowing we'll return to it toward the end of our practice. Lovely. Gently opening the eyes here. If you are seated on a prop, go ahead and move that out of the way. We're going to come right onto our hands and knees here. Hands beneath shoulders, knees beneath the hips. When we're ready, on the next inhale, tuck the toes. On the exhale, lift the hips, coming into a down dog. Now, this may be the first down dog of the day or week. So, walking out that dog, bending one knee and then the other, opening up the backs of the legs. Take a nice deep inhale, a nice deep exhale. Inhale and exhale. Come into stillness. Inhale, look up between the hands. Baby step those feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, come into a halfway lift. And depending on how big your belly is, you may need to widen your stance slightly so you can accommodate your belly between your legs. So nice halfway lift, flat, back is nice and flat, shoulders are shrugged down, hands are on thighs or shins. Take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale, sink into a forward fold. Knees are just slightly bent here. And then on the following inhale, bend the knees, flatten the back, reverse swan dive, sweep those arms wide and up. And then exhale, come into your heart center here. Nice job. I'm going to turn to face you. You can step back to the center of your mat if you'd like. You don't have to stay at the top of it. So, coming into a comfortable position here, we want to stand with our feet about hip width distance apart. And if it's helpful, roll back and forth, feeling all four corners of your feet connect with the surface beneath you. Good. Kind of just getting solid here. As we move through the pregnancy process, some of us start to lose their balance a little bit and their ability to not drop things and not, fall over or get wonky. So this is kind of a good practice to help you ground. And then coming into stillness here, knees are slightly bent, drawing up on the quads, tailbone is slightly tucked, core is engaged, shoulders are shrugged down. So we're really solid in our foundation here. This is a pretty active posture, standing posture, even though it doesn't really look like it. Left hand is down by your side. Inhale, sweep your arm up overhead, and then exhale, lean over to the left, coming into a standing side bend. If this is too much, you can always have your left hand on your hip for a little bit of extra support. But instead of focusing on bending over, focus on lifting up and out. So it's like you're trying to touch that top corner of your room here. Yeah, feeling that pull open through the right side body all the way down to the top of the hip, maybe even a little bit lower here. Good. Another deep inhale. And then come on back into center on that next inhale. Good. Sweep that left arm up overhead, and then exhale, lean over to the right side, coming into your standing side body stretch on the opposite side. So again, if this is too much on the core and on that torso to hang the hand here, you can always have your right hand on your hip for a little extra support. Focus less on the crunching over and more of the lifting up and then hinging over here. So it's like your head is trying to touch that top corner of the room. Really reaching through those fingers as we feel that pull through the left side body, especially down into the hip here. Notice if you've locked out your knees. If you have, see if you can find a slight bend in them. Again, we're not trying to lock out our joints, cause any head rushes or anything. Nice deep breath here. Oh, big yawn if you want. Side body stretches always make me yawn. If you have practiced in any number of my practices here on my page or my channel, you will see I yawn often during side body stretches. Good. And then inhale returns us to neutral. Nice work. So shift your weight onto your right leg and bring your left knee up so it's directly in front of you. I'll turn to the side so you can see it here. Reach around and bring your hand to the outside of that knee and then gently twist on the exhale to the left. You can lift this left arm up behind you. It can be on your hip if you prefer, but we're getting a nice little standing twist and balance posture at once. So taking just a breath or two here, notice how my bottom knee is slightly bent, not locking out that joint. I'm long through the spine here. Good. And then inhale, gently release. We'll come on to the other side. I'll switch around here. So shifting your weight into that left foot, knee slightly bent. Inhale, lift up that right leg here. And then bring your left hand to the outside of the right leg. And then exhale, rotate open here. So again, you can have that arm straight out. You can also have it on the hip. Kind of pulling against that leg with that left arm. So you're getting a nice twist through the spine. Woo. If you step out like I do, no problem. Just find your balance here and use your breath to gently step back into the posture. Bottom knee is slightly bent. Couple deep breaths. Good. And then exhale, gently release and return to center. Really nice work here. Okay, we're gonna do our standing cat and cows here. So I'll do it from front on and from side so you can kind of see both. So again, find your good stance, knees slightly bent, drawing up on the quads, tailbone slightly tucked, core engaged. Arms come out to a T. Inhale, press the chest forward, lift the gaze, squeeze those shoulder blades together, standing cow. And then exhale, hunch the back, look down toward the floor, bring those arms forward, standing cat. Inhale into your standing cow. This is what it looks like from the side. Exhale into your standing cat, hunching over. Good. Inhale into standing cow, really reaching up with the torso, squeezing those shoulder blades together. And then exhale into your standing cat. Feel the shoulder blades separate. Really reach with those fingers out and away from you. Good. Before inhale, coming back into neutral. Nice job. Okay. So working more on our balance here today before we get into a little bit of strength, we're going to go ahead and shift our weight onto our left foot and then draw our right heel so it's on top of the ankle. We're preparing for tree pose. Now, keeping in mind that you're pregnant, depending on how far along you are, it may be helpful to find a wall or a sturdy chair or some other strong object that you can hold on to for this. It's an option, it's not a requirement, making sure that you're safe wherever you're practicing today. So, rooting down into your foot here, tree. You're welcome to bring that foot to the inside of your calf or the inside of your thigh, but not on the knee. We do not want to put lateral pressure on that really important joint there. Okay. So either above or below. And if you can't get all the way above, go with below and we can work up to that. Okay. Hands can be down at your sides. You can grow your tree branches if you'd like, or you can have your hands at heart center. Find an unmoving point, soften the gaze here. I was moving my gaze around, so it caused that little breeze that caused me to step out. If you step out, no problem, re-find your balance and then come back into the posture. So this is a really great way for us to challenge our balance here to try to make the most of, challenging our muscles. Woo! It's breezy in here today. Challenging our muscles and trying to gain some of that balance back that kind of seems to float away as we move through the pregnancy journey here. Woo! You can have salsa arms. So taking a couple deep breaths here. Woo! And notice here, is one side more difficult than the other? My left leg does not seem to want to do balance work today. Just notice. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale, release. Nice job. Woo. Shake out that left leg as you need. Maybe wiggle it back and forth. Maybe roll the ankle around in one direction and then the other. Good. And then coming onto that opposite side, again, using whatever support you may need here, just so you're nice and safe. So grounding down into that right foot and then bring the heel to the top of the ankle. You can stay right here. You can bring your foot to the inside of the calf or inside of the thigh. But again, just make sure you're not putting that lateral pressure on the knee and moving it in that lateral direction to the side here. So either above or below. And then finding the right spot for your hands, your arms, whatever that looks like for you. Heart center is always a great one. You can also have it on the hips here. You have a hand on the wall or a sturdy prop, that's great as well. And then again, unmoving point, soften the gaze. That helps you with the drishti. That's a Sanskrit word for focus. And so when you're focusing on one spot, it makes it easier for the rest of the body to come into that stillness, into that focus place. Whew, I'm still a little bit wobbly on this side, but not as bad as the left, it would seem. Of course, I say that and then I stepped out. So just notice here, if you step out, no big deal. Coming back into it, this is all about helping those fine muscles develop so you can get to the point where it's a little bit easier to balance and we're challenging ourselves. It's okay. That's why it's called a practice and not a perfection. Good. Let's take another deep breath here. And then exhale, release. Really nice work. All right, shake out that right leg as feels good for you here. Move that ankle in one direction, then in the other if you want. You certainly don't have to. Good. Now we're going to come into our warrior three. I'm going to turn to the side so it's a little bit easier for you to see. And like I said with the other posture, if you need a chair, a wall, something sturdy, you're welcome to do that. We'll step into it. You've got a lot of different options here, so find the one that is the best for you. Okay. So bring your weight onto your left foot here and then extend that right foot straight out behind you. You're hinged forward slightly, but you want to try to create a nice long line from your heel all the way to the crown of your head. Good. Hands can be at heart center or they can be on the hips. I'm going to start with my hands on my hips to start, and then we'll see where we go from there. So inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, hinge at the hips. Lift the back leg as your torso sinks forward here, hinging. So maybe it lifts an inch, maybe it comes all the way up where you're creating this nice long perpendicular line to your bottom leg. Find an unmoving point, soften the gaze. Hands can remain on the hips. They can come to heart center, out to the sides for airplane, or straight up overhead, reaching forward for traditional warrior three. Those lifted toes are pointing down toward the floor. We're keeping that right hip squared with the mat. Ooh, this is a challenge. We're breathing. Inhale. And then exhale, go ahead, gently release with control here. Nice work. So go ahead, shake out that leg. Again, find some ankle circles if that feels good. If not, that's okay too. Lovely. And then we'll come on to our opposite side. So go ahead, let's ground down into our right leg here. I had to think about that for a second. And then extend that left leg so you're on the ball behind you. Again, you're hinged forward slightly, long line from the heel all the way to the crown of the head. I'm going to start with hands on hips, adjust as we go from there. So inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Lean forward with the heart center and lift your back leg at the same time here. Good. Flexing that back foot, press through the heel, toes are facing the ground, left hip is squared with the mat. Find that spot for your arms that feels right for you. And then taking a couple breaths here as you focus in on an unmoving point on the floor beneath you. Good. And then inhale, go ahead and come up into center. Great work. Shake out that leg as feels good for you. Again, maybe some ankle rolls, maybe not. Just notice what feels good. All right, and now turn, if you're on a traditional rectangular mat, turn to the side so you're now facing the long side of the mat. And go ahead and step into a wide-legged stance here. So toes are pointing in the same direction. We're in a wide-legged stance. Hips are slightly tucked. We'll inhale as we lengthen through the spine. Exhale, hinge at the hips, lean forward with the heart center, come into a wide-legged forward fold. Hands can come down to the mat. You can also grab a prop like a block to help support your descent here. We're thinking about rolling our hips out and up. I'll rotate so you can see that a little bit. So think about rolling them out and up behind you. So you're getting a nice long lengthening through the spine here. Nice flat back. Chin is tucked. So you're probably looking down at the mat or back between your legs here. So we have a nice long spine all the way up into the neck. Breathing deeply. Another deep inhale. Good. Inhale, press into your hands here, and then go ahead and step down onto the knees here and make your way down onto your mat. And we're actually going to come down onto our sides and get ready for final relaxation here. So if you need to towel off, grab a drink of water, put on socks or a jacket for final relaxation. Now is your moment to do so, as we will not set up for the rest of our practice today. Okay? So coming on down onto your side here, using your arms for support, right? It starts to get to the point where it's a little bit harder to make these transitions. And you can put an arm or a hand beneath your head. You can also use a block if you'd like, or another prop, a pillow, a soft dog, or a kitty cat. Just kidding. Um, and if you'd like, you're also welcome to put a prop underneath your belly, depending on how big your belly is. If you don't really have much of a belly, this really won't help until you're further along in your pregnancy. But you could also roll up a blanket or put a sweater or a pillow under there as well. It's a nice little lift that allows your belly to kind of rest on a ledge and gives your low back a little bit of freedom here. Now, if you're at a stage in your pregnancy where you're like, hey, it's fine for me to be on my back still, or that's still comfortable for me, feel free to make that adjustment as you'd like. It's totally up to you. And then, as always, you're welcome to stay down on your side or on your back, or you can just return to a seated posture if you prefer, and treat this final part of our practice like a seated meditation. So, finding that comfortable spot, settling in, and tuning into your breath. Begin to notice how fast or slow it is, how deep or shallow. Noticing the quality of each breath on your inhales and the quality of each breath on your exhales. Feeling into the gentle rise and fall of the belly, the gentle rise and fall of your chest. And just noticing that air as it moves in and out of the nose, up and down the throat. Allow your attention to rest here gently on the breath. But if you notice all of a sudden that you've wandered off on a thinking adventure, that's okay. Celebrate the fact that you noticed you wandered away and then come back to your breath. Come back to the inhales and exhales. If it feels right for you, perhaps incorporating a mantra here to help you stay grounded and focused on your breath. Inhale, I am. Exhale, aware. Inhale, I am. Exhale, aware. Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments here today. I'm going to get quiet for this final part of practice so you can have it to yourself. Please know that I'm watching the clock and I respect your time. So I will be sure to let you out of this posture before the end of practice. So lean back, let go, and just rest right here with your baby. To be truly present and know that the other is also there is a miracle. When you are really there, you are able to recognize and appreciate the presence of the other. Bringing your awareness back to this space, taking a deep inhale through the nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air, before slowly exhaling that breath back out. Take another deep inhale as you begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, moving your arms and legs, just gently waking your body up. And pausing here for a moment and bringing to mind your intention or your purpose that you set at the beginning of your practice that answered the question, why did I get on my mat? Take another deep inhale here as you make your way on up into a seated position and we close out our practice together today. So finding your comfortable seat, rooting into your sits bones, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, we draw the shoulders forward and up. Exhale, we drop them back and down. Hands come into a comfortable position, whether on your knees, palms up or down, or in your lap. You can also bring them to heart center and closing the eyes if you'd like. We take a moment to express gratitude for yet another lovely day here on earth and for our bodies that allow us to do so many things, including yoga. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. It was a joy and an honor, and I hope to be able to do so again in the future. The light in me, it sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for week 22 of this Yoga for Pregnancy series here on Wild Blue Yonder Media. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Share this class if you enjoyed it with another pregnant person that you know to support them on their journey. There's lots more classes for whether you're pregnant or not on my channel, so make sure to check those out as well. And I also have a podcast, Wild Blue Yonder Meditations, wherever you listen to podcasts, that has tons of great breathing, mindfulness, and meditation practices on there. So if you really want to expand this practice into your mind, into the emotional side, the psychic side, that is a great place to go as well and use those throughout your pregnancy journey to help you stay calm and at ease as you grow a tiny human. So thank you so much for being here. I look forward to seeing you in week 23. Have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next practice. Bye.